Hello, and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Emily's List versus Motion 11 featuring Dr. Joe.
Yeah, so they said that in 2019, if the evidence was there, they would do something about it. Now the evidence is there because of an Edith Cowan University study, which conclusively shows of 2.1 million births that there are skewed sex ratios at birth in certain migrant communities. Now they're just saying there's no evidence. So this leaked briefing paper has come out of Ryan Park's office. He's the pro-abortion Minister for Health in the Minns Labor government. And what it says, and I've been told it was written by an Emily's Lister. I don't have that confirmed, but we have done exposés on Emily's List and the fact that they run the Labor Party. You cannot be the leader of the Labor Party now without the support of Emily's List. And Emily's List was set up in 1996 by people like Julia Gillard and Carmen Lawrence to get pro-abortion women into politics, into the Labor Party, and to take that party over.
And a bit before that, Emily's List is an American political action committee that aims to help elect Democrat female candidates in favor of abortion rights to office. It was founded by Elaine Malcolm, whose father died when she was 8 months old. She became the heir to the IBM fortune, which she inherited at age 21. She did political activism, wrote a book, and in 1983, Malcolm hosted a breakfast for a small number of women that she knew were interested in political activism. Together, they identified a clear goal: use early funds or seed money to elect women to the US Senate. This was the beginning of Emily's List, which Malcolm founded in 1985. Emily's List effectively set up donor networks composed mostly of women who, in exchange for their money, got information about whom to vote for from people that they knew had similar interests to themselves. These interests were clear: elect pro choice Democratic women to public office. So there we go. The group's mission was to cultivate a donor network to raise money for female Democratic candidates in favor of abortion rights. Staff programs, criticism. Where are we? Similar groups. Similar groups have formed along the same lines as Emily's List, with some slight variations. In 1994, Joan Kirner created similar organisation in Australia by the name of Emily's List Australia. And Emily's List Australia Wikipedia page is a lot more sanitized. Issues centre and to the organisation's support of candidates are the principles of equity, diversity, reproductive rights, so abortions, and the provision of equal pay and childcare. I would rather earn less than my husband and stay home with my children when they're little than send them to childcare. This is them. Sure, you can recognize some. Uh, apply for the 2025 Julia Gillard Next Generation internship. So, our team, Pamela and Julia, oh, lots of people. What we do through our collective feminist movement, we get progressive Labor women elected to Australia Parliament to advance our feminist principles. Emily's List is Australia's only financial, political, and personal support network for progressive Labor women in Australian politics. So, financial support, candidate support, training, campaigning. Joan Kerner, gender gap research, lobbying, networking, values, choice, Reproductive freedom empowers women and men to choose if, when, and how to begin the important journey into parenthood without fear of discrimination, coercion, or violence. Oh, I wonder how the little fetus feels. Anyway, equal pay. Yeah, we believe society needs to increase the value it places on the work of women. Like I said, I would rather earn less money in my life and stay home with my, 10 children that I didn't have um, when they were little than send them into childcare, which didn't happen either. Nor did I have 10 children. And we've got a quote from Hillary Clinton. Ta-da! And some infographics. Right, since they started in 1997. They've got all these people in. Oh, some more stuff to read. Her story. We knew we had to change the rules, and we did change the rules, and we took a hell of an effort to do it. And we're doing it for this bond of very bright young women that we could see were being kept out of Parliament by the blokes. And then, of course, we thought, well, that's terrific. We've changed the rules, but we haven't changed the culture. So that's why we set up Emily's List. Substantial progress has been made in the areas of abortion law reform, gender equality, early childhood education and care. First Nations, Emily's List Australia. Take the survey. This survey will help us develop a program for encouraging, training, supporting, and mentoring First Nations women into elected office in Australia. Training. Corporate training. Emily's List training provides cutting edge information to shape election outcomes and policy debates. Topics we focus on include political skills, strategic campaign planning, government lobbying, social change advocacy, affirmative action strategies. Empowering women, professional development program, empowering the community sector, the Inside Edge, tailored fee for service training. Some modules include understanding Parliament and government, an introduction to lobbying, progressive debate framing, managing the media, affirmative action strategies, and mentoring.
Who we're really watching are the Nats, because the Nats pretend to be a Conservative party, and yet the Nats in New South Wales have voted for abortion up to birth. They sided with Amanda Conn largely to introduce and implement her Radical Greens abortion bill last year. We're going to be watching them very closely, because I honestly think that what they do now could be the end of the Nats. If they side with Labor and the Greens on this, then I don't care that Matt Canavan's their federal party leader. We will campaign in every seat
we'll do everything we can to make sure it's the end of the Nats. That's for damn sure.
And with One Nation on the rise, we should be able to achieve it. You know, One Nation has a party position against sex-selective abortion and late-term abortion. The Nats don't have that. Matt Canavan tells me it's a conscience vote. Well, if it's a conscience vote and your people are siding with Amanda Conn and Rose Jackson from Labor and the Greens, you don't get our support anymore.
We don't need you.
You're not a Conservative party.
And because I've got a few more minutes, here's someone else's thoughts on childcare.
I see daycare as a symptom of a bigger problem. First of all, daycare is terrible for children, absolutely terrible for children and their developing brains. Okay. But it's a symptom of a bigger problem, which is that people are not well versed. Policymakers, educators, parents, pediatricians, employers, they're not well versed in child development. We all need to be well versed in child development because many of us at some point in our lives will raise children. And so it's a very important thing to be educated about. And so I often think that the push for universal, what I call warehousing children or day orphanages, and those are strong terms, but they're true. And so, say it as it is, as they say. So the problem with it is that it's dangerous for children, but it's out of ignorance. I'm going to use the word ignorance. It's a harsh word, I know, but it is out of ignorance, because I do believe that if policymakers knew, if parents knew why daycare is so very bad for children, they would not create these policies. That there has been a lot of push to make people believe that daycare is good for children, or at least neutral, that it doesn't do harm, but it does incredible harm. So from 0 to 3, a child's brain is incredibly neurologically fragile. Babies are born neurologically fragile. They are not born resilient. They are not born capable of managing stress very much at all. And it is what we call the skin-to-skin contact of their primary attachment figure, usually their mother. It is the soothing of that baby from moment to moment that helps that baby to learn emotional regulation, how to keep their feelings from going too high or too low, and to give them a deep, deep sense of safety and security. That safety and security, can I say I was on a farm this week, and I was on your farm?
Our farm, that's right.
And,
which was a great joy.
And I was around horses, and I love horses.
Thanks for that, John. Anyway, that'll do. See you later. Bye.